pause stream. Race 1 of 2025 is the season opener for Season 3 of UCR. And if the past two seasons are anything to go by, you do not want to miss this. Last season, Belgium absolutely delivered on a sprint weekend. It's not quite a sprint weekend now, because obviously it's the season opener. However, it doesn't change the fact that it's going to be an absolute cracker. And with a full grid and a wet track, just like we had last season, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Welcome to International Paddock Blue. My name is Kacper. Happy to be with you. As always, we normally be on International Paddock, but just on International Paddock White as such. But just because of technical difficulties, we are on here. And of course, I am not alone. I am joined by RFL owner and other Scotsmen, because there's quite a few Scotsmen within our organisation. It's Cal.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here, and yeah, we've got some would say typical Belgian weather, and it's raining here at Spa.
Now, for those of you that don't quite know UCR, because I don't know, you've not been watching racing on a Friday night, which you should be, but that's besides the point. Full quali, 100% race. Yes, we've gone for the full thing. And in 90% of cases, it delivers, other than maybe Monaco. But it's always is a good watch. Plenty of faces you'll have seen before. Plenty of faces that I've not seen before as well. Hobday, Jeffrey, Leo, Wheeze as well. Couple of new faces to the league, but of course, good friends and champions alike are still here.
Yeah, I'm just
watching on with.
sorry, I'm just having a look at the pictures on screen. Well, looking at the first drive, which is Lord Joker, and yeah, seeing some very nice wet weather sort of animations, I suppose you can call it.
I mean, it is one of, as much as I hate to say it, not very many good things about the game, but some of the wet weather animations are actually pretty cool. Until you need to take a picture, then it becomes an even bigger pain in the bum. But anyway, that's besides the point. Couple of things as well. Gary, commentator with us for the past two seasons. I think he's taken up a full season racing role for the Racing Bulls, so he's not going to be specifically in the com box as regularly. Maybe an occasional cameo here and there, but not necessarily a regular man. Meanwhile, let's go on board with that Alpine. Leading the drivers that have come out at the moment as he breaks full of sauce.
Yep, down into first gear there, and now carefully on the throttle pedal up through the gears down the hill towards Beau Rouge. Is it going to be flat in these wet conditions? I doubt it. Nearly was
160. 160 miles an hour now through the kink onto the Kemmel straight. See how fast he goes. Because I know it's wet conditions, but you can still hit really high speeds. 202, 202 miles an hour. I think that's about 340 kilometers an hour, maybe. I'm not too hot on my conversions, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know the exact formula for it either, but yeah,
It's about 5 miles is 8 kilometers, around about that number. 202 miles an hour to kilometers. Oh, 325. I wasn't too far off. Out of Piff Path now, down towards Curve pull threat. Oh, can't quite turn it in there. Had to correct himself, and now careful, almost running it wide. And now it is. Is it going to be flat through Blanchimont here? I wonder.
Let's
Coming
have
up
a
now,
look.
is he?
Oh,
Oh,
it
he
is.
is.
Flat.
He is. Credit to him. I'm not sure if I'd be able to take that flat. I don't know about you, but these conditions don't look all too hot for a flat Blanchimont. Up to the line now. It's a 2-minute lap. Is it a 2-minute lap? Not quite. It's a 1:59.4 that I don't think is valid, as Gary sets a 57.6 across the line, and plenty more cars are coming up to the line now as well. Mike Wallace on a lap. There's a Williams, I think, coming up. That might be Jeffrey Leclerc invalidates his Senna up to the line. Jeffrey puts in a 2:01. On board with Senna now is braking for the bus stop chicane. Turns 19 and 20 around this 7.004 kilometre circuit. Out of there, and here he comes to the line. It's a 58.4. Up to the line. Sam goes fourth. His inside goes fastest with a 1:56, the first 56 of the session so far. Gizmo, good friend of ours, up to the line. Wesley puts in a time for 6th place, 59.8. On board with the Red Bull now as he brakes for the bus stop.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be either the best or the worst of the conditions on track, or maybe it's just going to be the same throughout. Who knows? Yeah, we'll see via the lap times which of the two that's going to be.
Plenty of times coming in now. Leo to the line as well. New man to the lead, goes to 4th place. So Haas is doing quite well at the moment. 1st and 4th for the American crew as Weeze puts in a fastest first sector as he comes through Malmedy at turn 7. Down towards the Brussels hairpin at turn 8. We're on board. It's a downhill right hand 180. It's pretty big apex. That's the word I was looking for. Into no name slash technically now got a name because it's now called the Jackie Inks curve. And then into Pouon flat. No, right, no way you're going flat in the wet into Pouon. That's pretty much a death sentence.
I think the name should now be not No Name Corner.
yeah, I'd be fully for that. But I respect Jackie X too much. I think he's won Le Mans about 5 times, and he's just a racing legend in himself. So I respect Jackie X a little bit too much to do that. Mike puts in a time of 2 minutes 2 minutes .4, so puts him in 9th place at the moment. As we've just been watching on board with him, he seemed pretty confident coming into this. See what he can do up to the line. 56.9 is the time to beat. Where's he coming? The Williams. Oh, he's going to be faster. It's a 55.9.
Oh, second
Wow.
quicker. Wow. Either
More than
that's a
Roger
brilliant
Fogle.
lap, or the rain's getting lighter.
Well, Mr. Butts goes even faster, so I reckon the rain is going even lighter as Ricky retires from the session, as he often does for any regular ERC watchers. He does do that quite often, so I'm not particularly surprised. As well, I mean, I did not expect that time as Kieran managing to just about keep the car on through Eau Rouge. That is very good car control from Kieran / F1 Russell in 17th place at the moment.
Yeah, I saw him on his previous lap. He went a little bit wide out of Blanchimont, and that invalidated his time, so he's out for a second lap time, I believe.
He might be, but it does depend, obviously, on whether he has enough fuel, of course. A reminder, it is full quali, so top 15 will go through to Q2. Also worth reminding, anybody who wants to catch this race after we stream it will be on YouTube within the next few days. Depends when we can help Kirby sort out the accounts. But we're getting YouTube back underway, folks, so keep an eye out on the Paddock YouTube channel for that one.
Yeah, it should be very exciting indeed to have that up and running, and
Ooh,
yeah, I've just been
Kieran goes
watching.
wide, and then he goes to the inside. Ooh, just about manages to avoid the Alpine ahead. The Alpine being probably Lord Joker, I think. Ooh, all really close. Alpine on the gravel through there as well. That looked a bit dodge.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I've been watching F1 Norris on his lap so far. He's been very clean, I would say, so far in this lap. Whether clean means fast, that is a different story, but I do know that he is a fast driver, so we'll see what sort of time he can post.
I was going to say, for Jamie, clean usually is fast. But again, that's not always the case, especially in the wet. But we'll see. You can see a bit of a dry line forming. I reckon maybe next session we might see the dries coming out, but of course we'll see what happens. There's still obviously 7.5 minutes of Q1 set to go, and we're going to be seeing the first drivers dropping into that bottom 5. Got one car decided, of course, because Rookie retired early, as he often does, so he's going to be starting at the very, very back as Jamie goes to 6th place. That's put him safely into Q2 at the moment. Of course, it is top 15, so plenty of spaces still to be decided.
Yep, that is the case, and F1 Russell has invalidated again. They have posted a time, but they're only on P14, so I'd suggest at least another lap's going to have to be in order for the Mercedes driver.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you've got 57, you're safe. If you've got a 58, you're probably okay. But don't count your horses just yet. Ooh, looking on with Hobday. The first of the two Saubers out on track, picking up a little bit of wet weather, as well as Wheeze goes up to first place with a 53.8. I mean, track conditions are improving. I'm not quite sure why I'm getting all that excited, but that is a very good time in these conditions.
Yeah, he's found, what's that, second and a half pretty much on second place.
At least.
So, to be fair though, the rain might be easing off, is it? I can't really tell, to be honest.
I don't think the rain's easing off, at least. We're on board with Hobday, who's just invalidated his lap, coming through Curve Paul Frere. But I don't quite think it's easing off. But you can see that dry line forming. So I would not be surprised if we see a couple of Rogue runners giving it a go on that dry tyre.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go
brave.
in the session. So yeah, still enough time for improvements to be made.
It'd be brave if we saw anybody out on track with the soft tyres, but I imagine one or two of these would be very partial to a gamble. Because why not, I suppose?
Yeah.
Especially because also, I should add, the season finale is going to be at Vegas.
Oh, that is rather exciting there. I did see Papa Wallace there invalidate his lap, so he'll have to go round again.
He's got time, he's got 4 minutes, so it'll be alright. But yeah, we'll run you through the calendar proper in Q2 maybe. But it's a very good calendar. I am quite a fan of it, even if it was decided basically by random draw. Not necessarily a bad thing. Ooh, Jam just about holding his own there through Puon, currently in 10th place, is the Ferrari, the highest of the two Scarlet cars, through Piff Path, the Fania Chicane, whichever you fancy, and then down towards Curve 4 Frere and Stavilo at 15 and 16. Or was it 14, 15? I don't know the numbers.
Yeah, F1 North
Who
up
does
to
round here?
P4, as that is Wallace retired from P14, so he's still on the cusp, really.
Yes, Mr. Bus goes faster, 53.004. Jam coming up to the line now as well. This could be a time that's going to probably put him safe. I'm not sure if Mike's should be all too happy with that. 55.0, so Jam is highly likely to be safe. As Grim Reaper's coming through Piff Path now, deep into the second sector. Into Curve Paul Frere now, we're on board. Bit of an overcorrection again, 22.9. A 1 minute 22.9 after 2 sectors. Oh, he was where did he pick that up? I couldn't quite tell where he picked that up though.
May have been at the chicane there, not entirely sure.
Maybe.
However, it's only going to be one more chance really for the Mercedes of Alex.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get another one. He needs this lap to go well. Otherwise, well, he's no other way of putting it, screwed.
Yeah, he's got the battery to go for it this lap, but if he doesn't perform on this lap, then it's going to be the end of his qualifying session.
Gizmo 2.5 seconds up on his personal best, coming into Blanchimont. Now we're on board with the Red Bull, braking now towards the bus stop chicane. You're braking down normally to about 70 miles an hour, maybe even slower than that, and then up the gears once again. Where does Gizmo go? To 13th place. I'm not sure. I would not be also sure if I was him. He can go again if he wants to. He's got the time. Kieran's going again, which he absolutely needed to anyway. Mike is on the bubble, one time from any of the guys behind him, and that is it. Leclerc is going to be starting in 20th and last at the moment as well, as Russell fails his lap once again, and that might be the failure for the next lap as well. So that might be Kieran's qualifying done and dusted. No, he can go again. I was worried that he wasn't going to be able to set another time, but Hobday and Death still at it.
Yeah, no time from those two so far, but they are both indeed on lap times. And yeah, Hobday going around Blanchimont now, stays within the track limits. And the checked flag is going to be out any moment now, as Hobday rounds the bus stop.
Is he going to be able to catch another lap? He can, I think, if he wants to. He can. Alex can't. Alex up to the line, goes to the top. And that is Mike Wallace out of Q1 already. And now we're just waiting for Kieran and for Sam and maybe even Gizmo to set in another lap. We're looking on with F1 Russell. I think that's Jam up to 7th place. So Jam goes up a couple of positions as well.
Yeah, Leo, who was on the cusp, goes up to P5.
Leo.
So that's the Haas driver safe there.
Gary goes to 5th, Jamie to 6th place as well. So a couple of the positions changing a little higher. Jeffrey in the pits in 14th place. He's not far off the bubble either. Gizmo needs to be hoping and praying, because his lap time is not going to be an improvement. So he needs to be hoping and praying that the guys behind him do not improve. Weeds goes faster, 52.898. Whether that's going to be valid later in the session, I don't actually know. And I couldn't quite tell you. Sam's invalidated his time, so Sam is out of Q1 as well. And we're on board with Kieran. 2 minutes to beat. Is he going to be able to do that? He looks like he will. Just to make sure, though, goes to the 13th. And that is himself into Q1. And Gizmo in his place is out of the session. So overall, it's Leclerc in 20th, rookie in 19th, Mike Wallace in 18th, Sambo in 17th, and NCIS Nuneaton in 16th.
Yeah, so that is Q1 sorted out, and yeah, the bottom 5 positions all decided for the grid, and we'll see what this weather is going to do as we head on to Q2 and obviously Q3 then to follow as well.
Seems to be getting drier, assuming it stays consistent, which you never know with this game, of course. But assuming it stays consistent, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a slightly wet, mostly dry Q2 here.
Yeah, I think the size of the dry lines sort of getting wider from what I can see at least, so yeah, that would suggest that the rain is slightly easing up in comparison to how much, I suppose, virtual water the cars are spraying up. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The weather.
More Joker in 11th place puts himself into Q2, but 11th place is not going to be enough for Q3. But we'll see in about 15 minutes' time. Wheeze tops the standings, the South African at the top. Where have we seen that before? But Gizmo, Sambo, Maiko, Rookie-O, and Leclerc-O, I don't know, I was trying to keep the thing going, are all out in Q1. 15 drivers, 15 minutes, and only 10 positions can go through to the final portion of qualifying. Don't go anywhere. That was a pretty interesting Q1. It got a good bit drier towards the back end of that. And it is still raining. There is still a dry line. And assuming conditions continue to improve, I would not be surprised if we see the softs out in play with about 5 to go here.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say it's likely we'll see the dry tyres if the weather sort of continues in its current pattern. Yeah, as you say, you just never know what things are gonna do, and yeah, if that is what happens, it'll be interesting to see will anyone be caught out with the timings of that if it was, say, to come at the end of this session, and yeah, possibilities for a few drivers taking some gambles as well.
Now, I'm going to take a minute to talk about RFL, because obviously RFL is your league. 18 races? Am I correct in thinking that? Or
It's slightly less than 18. It is going to be 15 races.
oh, I was close. I was close. So 15 races, much shorter than last season, because of course last season you had 21.
Yeah, shortened the calendar a bit for season 13.
Because of course we expect, I think, the game to come out like it did last year in like May-ish. So that checks out. And there's a mystery race sort of thrown in there as well, I do believe.
Yeah, there is. So on the 1st of March, it is going to be, I believe what's going to happen is it's going to be sort of a very last minute thing. So it's going to be presets for everybody so that no one gets caught out with not having a setup and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's going to be, well, obviously between the tracks that aren't already decided. That makes sense.
Yeah. So the tracks that aren't already on the calendar, so I think that makes 10. So it's out of 10, the pool, just one of them is going to be selected.
Yeah, that is indeed what will be happening, and yeah, I suppose it'll be curious to see which track comes up.
And one thing that I have noticed is it has worked for the ELC 100 because that's one of the things that they do is they've done their whole season for the 100. Random tracks, nobody knows until just under 2 hours before the race. So, okay, a little bit of practice can be done in those 100 minutes, I think, before the race. But that's it. That's all you get. And from personally having commentated most of the season so far, and they restart as well for next week. But having commentated most of the season so far, it works out really well. So I think it's going to be a good one. And also remind us when you restart.
So it's going to be the 11th of January when we get underway for the season. So a week tomorrow, we'll be
next Saturday.
At Mexico. Yeah.
So next Saturday at Mexico City, we're running with RFL. But meanwhile, of course, Mexico City is also where UCR are going to be next week. So you sort of managed to make it work, I suppose.
Yeah, I believe that Formula E are going to Mexico. So
don't tell me they're racing next week as well.
That may or may not have been a little bit of a part of it, as ERC Blunt goes fastest with a 1:54 flat.
That is a very good time. I think is that faster than what we saw in?
I think we were in
Q1?
the 53s in Q1, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh. That's pretty interesting. Sorry, I'm still trying to check Formula E if they're racing, because I'm a fan of Formula E. For those that perhaps may not know, I absolutely love Formula E. Yes, they are racing at Mexico City as well. Oh my goodness! Of course, different layout.
Yeah.
But same venue. A couple times in already with 9:40 to go. Wheeze leads the pack. Mr. Bus in second, Jam third place. Looking on with Jamie as he manhandles his car into Puon. Does seem to be not far from flat here. He's right. Questions. Obviously, you're a bit more of a driver than I am. Would you, in these drivers' position, go to softs now or wait a few?
I don't think I'd be the first one to go onto them, put it that way.
Well, someone has to.
But yeah, I suppose. I think
No
in
one's
these
on
conditions
the softs at the moment. Everyone's on inters, by the way.
in these conditions, I'd be waiting a bit longer. I'd think if I was the slowest driver out there, I'd maybe consider it, but yeah, I think it's a bit too wet still for the dry tyre at the moment. It could change soon, but yeah, based off how the circuit looks now, I'd be staying clear of those dry tyres.
Death into Malmedy at 7 after the Lecombe chicane at 5 and 6. Inside goes to 4th place, 53.058. Is now into the wider version of turn 9. Of course, the tighter version is for motorcycles that returned to racing here a couple of years ago. Not many people actually know that, but motorcycles have come back to Spa. That's why they've redone kind of turn 9. They've that inside that much more inside turn is why That's why it exists for the bikes, because they do a 24-hour race on bikes at Spa. Imagine that.
Yeah, I've just seen the Mercedes Valix coming out of Fanny chicane goes a bit too wide, and that means that their first time has been invalidated. They're going to cross the line to start a new lap though, and see how they get on this time around.
He's got 7 minutes. He's got time, but obviously not all too much of it.
Yeah, I'll say it's best part
we
of
are
2
past
minutes
halfway.
to do a lap, isn't it? So
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the realms of about 155-ish minimum for a lap at the moment. So yeah, that sounds about right. He's got time. Like, I'm not worried for it, but you know, you would just want to be a little bit careful on that. Downhill through No Name at turn 9, on with Senna. Should say that also next week a full ensemble of races. UCR is running at Mexico. ERC is back with Managers and Masters at Japan. Simtech, I believe, returns next week as well. I'm not quite sure where they're going to be. And of course RFL at Mexico as well, so be sure to keep an eye out across socials, YouTube and all that to find out when everything is going to be.
yeah, should be an exciting start to the new UCR Senna off track at Blanchimont and invalidates the time there and doesn't go into the pits. Or do they?
I think he realised it a little bit too late.
Yeah.
I think he wanted. He could go again. Time's not invalidated.
Alex up to P4 there, crossing the line.
That's more like Alex. I don't know what took him so long in Q1 to set a lap time.
Yeah, maybe was waiting for maybe some better conditions later on. I don't know for sure, but that was maybe an explanation. I don't know, but yeah, just speculating.
Maybe, but also he did have at least 2 invalidated lap times. That's not like Alex. That doesn't feel right for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm not too sure on that. And especially because, again, correct me if I'm wrong, he is defending champion.
He is indeed.
So, you know, to kick off your defense run, basically, without in Q1 was I was worried.
Yeah, I mean, he's done the job. He's been top 15 in Q1. He's been, well, at the moment he's top 10 in Q2. So he's done the job he's had to so far, at least.
Well, that's the important bit. As long as he can get there, then that's fine. For anybody who's interested, perchance in the darts as well, Luke Littler versus Michael Van Gerwen in the World Championship final right now. It's Luke Littler 2, Michael Van Gerwen 0 in sets. It's first to 7.
Oh, very interesting there.
You watch darts much?
I've seen bits of it from the semi-finals, but that's about it.
Fair. I do love watching a good little bit of darts here and there. Don't often get to watch it much. I'm absolutely atrocious at it.
Oh, so am I. So am I.
Can't get a doubles finish for me life. But it's It's all right. Can't complain.
Meanwhile, the gap between P10 and the drop zone is less than, what is that, less than
200.
20 thousandths? 19 thousandths to be more
yeah.
exact. Is that 19
Oof,
thousandths?
look at you being exact. Yes, it is. You're very correct. The man who is on that bubble, who is part of that bubble actually, Lord Joker is probably the better way to say it. He's going through Puon right now. Behind him is the other Alpine of Mr. Bust, possibly trying to catch a toe, despite him, well, not really needing to. Maybe trying to somewhat help out his teammate, but again, it's not really helping if you're nudging him through. Oh, that did not help. Bit of a nudge off of Curveball Frere. That is not going to be something the Alpines are going to be all too happy about.
Yeah, something else to note. The rain has completely stopped now, I've noticed, so potentially going to be dries. If not, in the next few minutes, I would say pretty certain to be in Q3.
Yeah, we're not going to be getting any tries at the moment just because, you know, it's the end of the session, right? We've got less than a minute to go. Mr. Bust put in a fastest lap despite nudging his teammate off track. That's not going to be looked at all too fondly. But I suppose top of the session is the only thing that matters. Doesn't really matter how you complete it. Alex retires in 4th, Senna in 8th place. Is looking on with Small Girl. Not set a time yet, they haven't. So we'll see up to the line. 55 to beat and goes 54.5. Pushes Jamie into the drop zone. His teammate.
Jamie's in the pits.
And Jamie's in the pits. So the championship runner-up from last season is going to start his championship challenge from 11th or lower. And the checker is coming out in 3, 2, 1, and that's it. So there is no hope really for Jamie to be, well, there's definitely no hope for Jamie to be any higher, but he could be even lower. Lord Joker on a lap, Hobday on a lap, Jeffrey not really on a lap, but Kieran needs to set a lap time as well, and he's the first man in the drop zone to be coming up to the line. I don't quite think it's going to be fast enough to nudge Jamie off of his pedestal of 11th, but it might be. It's enough for 14th, and that's a pretty safe spot because Jeffrey's lap time, well, he's gone into the pits now anyway, so it doesn't really matter all too much. Lord Joker, 12th place, could be nudging Jamie lower, or even Small Girl, push both McLarens out of Q3, why don't you? It's being sort of teased at us. Lord Joker on a hell of a lap, goes to 8th place. So both McLarens, I do believe McLaren were Constructor Champions last season as well. So, you know, that's a bit of a bombshell here.
Yeah, and Small Girl is like right behind the Haas of, I think that's inside. I don't know if it's getting a slipstream or if they're, I don't know what's going on, but a bit too close to each other for it to be a qualifying session, put it that way.
It's 10th place though, Small Girl just in.
Yeah, fastest from inside, and yeah, just Hob date across the line. Oh, but it's a big slide out of the bus stop. It's not going to be enough for the Sauber.
Time marginally, but not enough. Unfortunately. Kieran's just put in chat, sorry if I messed you up, Senna, didn't realise I was that far down the straight. Well, possibly because of that, Senna's out in Q2, but the biggest surprise is Jamie, who's in 12th place, who's out in Q2. Senna, Hobday, Kieran and Jeffrey join him as well, as we've got a bit of a mixed up top 10 here. but I'm not complaining. This is going to be an absolute cracking final qualifying session. And in the dry as well. We've not seen dry tyres all qualifying. So this is going to be the first time that we're actually going to see these cars on pure pace here in Spa.
Yeah, it's just a question of is it going to be dry tyres right away. It does look like it should be dry tyres straight away, but we will find out in a moment or so's time when the drivers come out. Yeah, everyone's on soft tyre.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's 8 different teams in the top 10.
Uh,
I think.
I think you are correct on that.
Because there's no Red Bull, there's no Sauber, and I don't think we're missing anyone else.
Yeah, because there's only the only teammates are the 2 Alpines and the 2 Haas's, I think. So yeah, you must be correct. Yeah.
Which, again, is just a testament to, how competitive this is. Because it is realistic performance. So some of these guys, and DRS is enabled at last. Hurrah! We've got DRS in qualifying. Finally, after 45 minutes?
Yeah, Wee's doing a bit of weaving and I suppose you could say celebration there, maybe. I don't know, but or just warming up the tires could be the more obvious explanation for that. But anyway.
Hey, I'm choosing to believe that it is celebrating. Because we're finally going to be able to see these cars at full pace, and round here, my God, is that a sight. I am of firm belief that Spa, along with Mugello, are 2 of the greatest racetracks in Europe. I would love to hear your opinions, so pop them in chat. I'll try and read them in a little bit. But what's your favourite racetrack in Europe? I know I'm sort of stoking the fire ever so slightly, but I couldn't really care less, with all due respect.
Yeah, for me, if we're talking about qualifying and just picturesqueness and things like that, I would say Monaco.
We're talking exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's one I want to go to, I'd say it's Monaco.
Okay, I can see why. However, this section, we're on board with Lord Joker. Cars steaming uphill at almost 180 miles an hour through Eau Rouge is one hell of a hell of a sight to behold.
To be fair, I think this circuit Spa is probably a close second. To be fair, so yeah.
Yeah. I actually wanted to go to the European Le Mans Series race here last year, but budget and time made that not able to happen. But they're coming to Silverstone this year, and I'm kind of excited because I want to go, but then again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But yes, endurance racing is back at Silverstone, where it belongs, damn it. Oh my goodness! Right, let's calm down on the patriotism. Through Piff Path, on board with Lord Joker. I'm not even British. And then it's starting to go back up the hill from the lowest point on the circuit. We've been on board with Lord Joker since Eau Rouge, and he's going to be coming through Blanchimont now. And he's going to be the first man to set a lap time. Flat through here, 190 miles an hour. Gorgeous. Into the bus stop, you break into 45 miles an hour and then down to 50 again. And then up to the line, what's his time? It's 50.7 to kick off a dry qualifying session.
I've noticed that Wheeze is missing a front wing end plate.
He
So
is.
there's
And
something that's happened there, I think.
possibly a little bit of contact. And he's coming into the pits now as well, so he's going to be. He's only going to have one shot at this. Who's going to be next to cross the line? It's going to be Mr. Bust. Mr. Bust, for context, was 5th place in the championship. 124 points to his name as he goes to the top of the pile at the moment. Wesley to 3rd, Gary to 4th. Small Girl immediately betters our racing Midlander. Got 2 Hasses up to the line now as well. Leo first, behind him is Inside as well. Leo to 2nd place. What about Inside right behind? Where's he going to be going? To 7th place. Not. I thought he'd be a little bit higher. We did see the Hasses do quite well early on. So I'm a little bit surprised by that, but who knows? There's still plenty of time.
Yeah, still another run to go, and I think that just leaves the Mercedes of Alex to be the only one still on a hot lap at this point of the qualifying session. Goes through the second part of Stavolo. Traffic gets out of the way nicely as well.
Thankfully for that, yeah. Sometimes traffic can be a little bit of a pain, but thankfully not the case at the moment. Death to the line now as well. Last season's champion, slightly deep, I think, into that bus stop, at least from my point of view. 47 to beat, and he goes 45.9. So the track is still improving to some extent. Either that, or Alex's time was just godly at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty much 3/4 as well. So yeah, that is a big gap there. A lot bigger than I was expecting. But it is very close in the battle for P3. What is that? Only 24,000 separating 3rd and 5th.
Quarter of a tenth. Which I'm used to saying quarter of a second. That sounds about right, but it's quarter of a tenth. Which is insanely tight.
Oh, 3rd and 6th, I mean, not even 3rd and 5th, 3rd and 6th, I mean there.
Are you sure you're not looking at Mr. Buster because he's a second ahead?
Ah. Oh, it's 4th. 4th and 6th. There we go. Got there in the end.
Oh my goodness. I'd suggest going to Specsavers, but I think you already have glasses.
I already have, yeah.
So do I, to be fair. My word. Right. 4:08 left in qualifying. Jam peels into the pit lane. Wheeze starts off what could be his final lap of qualifying. I don't think he's going to have the time. He might be able to lap, cool down, and lap again. But that's going to be difficult on a single set of tyres, especially around a circuit that's just this long.
It's over
really
5 kilometers, Spa, isn't it? It's like 5.0. Is it 001 or 0? There's zeros and then a 1.
I'm going to be ever so slightly pedantic and say, yes, it is over 5 kilometres. It's 7.004. But yeah.
7, yeah, it's 7.
I was wondering.
I'm full of mistakes tonight, aren't I?
Well, listen, you're a bit rusty. We're both a little bit rusty. We need to dust it all off.
We've had the Christmas break.
Yeah.
We'll blame on that.
Yeah, we've had the Christmas break. I've certainly put on a little bit of weight, which I'm blaming it on that, and not the fact that I've not done comms since mid-December. But anyway, right, Wheeze up to the line through Blanchimont, turn 18. Flat through there, 195 miles an hour. The concept of that is bloody brilliant all over the curbs. I'm slightly worried every time he goes over a couple of these corners that he's going to trigger track limits, and he comes to the line 44.356. That is one hell of a statement, and he's basically saying, yeah, catch up. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if there's still any sort of dampness on the track. It's hard to sort of tell at this stage.
I don't think there is.
But yeah, that is.
There's been at least 10 minutes. There's usually no dampness after like 7-ish or so. And after 10 minutes, I highly doubt that there is any. I think we're in just full, standard, normal, dry, but cloudy conditions at this point. Small girl, plenty more cars still to decide. We've got a minute and a half left in Q3 here. Ooh, on the grass is the Sol McLaren in Q3. Of course, Jamie out in 12th place in Q2 about 10 or so minutes ago. So that is a bit of a bombshell that we've had to contend with. But nevertheless, coming down towards Piff Paff, we go 55 on the clock. He might have the time to go again. Question is, will he want to though?
Yeah, I mean the battery's about 60%, so
he could. It's not out of the realms of possibility. Haas out of the way as well. He needs to stay out of the way, really. I don't think the Haas is on an out lap. No, both Haas's are on out laps, not push laps. As Small Girl right 44.3. A 44.4 puts himself into second place on the front row, because of course, don't forget, this will decide the qualifying positions for the race. Wesley is going to be the first man to cross the checker, which has just come out in a couple of seconds' time. In fact, right now, 3 minutes to go left for these guys to actually set a time before the game, kicks them out. Wesley up to the line 48 to beat is his PB. 45.4 is what he's put as a marker. Puts himself into third place at the moment. That's pretty good, all things considered. Gary coming through no name. Down towards Puon he goes. Lord Joker, meanwhile, up to the line. 48.9 to beat. Very fast through the first and second sectors. And he goes to third place. 45.261. This is going to be tight if this is anything to go by. Small Girl is not improving. So that is it for his qualifying session. Jam, 48 again. This time 6.58 to beat. Where's he going to go? What about Jam? To the top! 43.814.
Very nice.
Puts himself on pole position at the moment. And now it's Gary's turn to try and retaliate. The people that have had a 1 minute 48 point something or whatever time have improved massively from their laps a couple of minutes ago. What about Gary? Gary's known for being pretty good in qualifying, but even better in the race. He puts himself into second place. There's a Haas behind, that's Leo. What's Leo going to do to fifth place? Not quite as good as some of the other cars that we've seen, but still a damn good time nonetheless. Inside does not improve. I possibly even invalidates. What about Death now? 42.999 puts himself on top at the moment. And that's it. That is it for qualifying. Oh my word. Wow.
yeah, stunning lap time there at the end of the session, and gives the Mercedes driver pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix.
What looked to be a slightly wider session than it became a very, very tight session indeed. I mean, look at some of these gaps. Second and third is incredibly tight. Fifth, sixth, seventh is also incredibly tight. That's your top 10. It's a British top 3, Hungarian and South African round out your top 5. 44 laps. This is going to be a very spicy race. Don't go anywhere. I'll tell you what. I don't know about you, but after that, my head has started to hurt. Thankfully, I've got paracetamol. uh, again, I don't know if it's just sort of getting back into the swing of things, but yeah, I'm on the paracetamol, which is not going to be fun. Let's crack that open. I'm going to see if I should have possibly invited this person earlier. However, I didn't think to do it until now. Where's Jamie? There's Jamie. What do you get for Christmas?
I got some nice picture frames with some
Ooh.
football team related things. Got some jeans. What else did I get? Got some chalkies, the classic. And yeah. How about yourself?
I basically got money, socks, and I'm getting my dad's spare monitor.
Oh, nice, nice.
So yeah, I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that football team that's pictured is Motherwell.
That is not correct. No, no,
St Johnston.
correct.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was just gonna list off Scottish teams until I could guess guess the name. I did not have you down as a Celtic or a Rangers fan.
Absolutely not.
I will be honest. I do not know very much about Scottish football, so I couldn't possibly comment on the rivalries within. Other than what was the old firm? Because of course it's not the old firm anymore, is it?
Well,
Technically it isn't, but it sort of is. But then it isn't. I think.
it's complicated.
Cause I think like it's still called the Old Firm Derby, but like wasn't one of the clubs like completely dissolved and then brought back?
Yes, but
There's more to the
fans
story
of
than
that club don't like to admit that. Put it that way.
right, of course. No, I fully understand. Hey, listen, back in my hometown, back in Poland, it's a similar situation. You had two teams. One of them was completely dissolved and basically had to start from scratch, and they're like in the second tier now. Um, but yeah, the two teams are still like bitter rivals. Um, if if by some random chance there are any there is anybody who knows um, any Polish football, LKS against Widzew, you'll know the rivalry behind those. Jamie, remember Mr. Bust is VR Esports Drivers Champion. Oh, hello. I'm just looking at the chat because I've only just opened it because my phone is on 6%, which is fun. YouTube for all the leagues. That is the plan. Hopefully, myself and Kirby, we can get something going a little bit more regular. But yes, that is the target. To get YouTube for all the leagues. Mike had to retire because he was a little bit ill. This Williams car is so heavy on realistic performance, it's crazy, says Wheeze. As we're underway now.
Yeah. A minute or two ago I just heard what I'm hoping was a firework.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Isn't Burns Night later in the month, right? Or am I thinking of something completely different? I might be thinking of something completely different.
Let me just completely fact check this for you.
I think it's later in January. I think. But again, I'm not brought up to
I've got
date on all these Scottish
a date
stuff.
in mind, and I just want to confirm it.
Okay,
Yes,
while you do that.
It's the 25th, Burns Night. I just wanted to
I knew-
completely confirm that
knew it
before I
was
said anything.
I knew it was later in January. I will take that as a win. Right, tyres on your screen. Gary, the only man on hard tyres. Most of the others, an assortment of softs and mediums, more medium heavy towards the top, and then a little bit even lower down. Mike, hey Cal, a friend of mine plays for St Johnstone but is injured at the moment, Mr. Uche Impretsu.
The man who has not been on the pitch at all so far in his probably about 6 months.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well then, that is unfortunate, I suppose. But hey ho, do what you gotta do. Right, season opener, round 1, season 3, brand new calendar. Belgium, Mexico, Spain, Imola, Qatar, Saudi, Baku, Bahrain, Singapore, Australia, Canada, and Vegas. We're going all around the world for this one, and this is going to be an absolute cracker right here on International Paddock. I'm Kacper, he's Cal. We've got 44 laps of racing action. The vice champion in 12th place, the constructors champions in 6th and 12th. It's a little bit all over the place. It's been a mostly wet qualifying session, but it's a dry race. What happens? Well, if you're a betting man, feel free to throw a few bets at us because I have absolutely no clue about what is going to happen other than it's going to be an absolute cracking race. Drivers are all lined up. Season 3 of UCR is about to get underway and all 5 lights are on now ahead of the drivers. And we're rolling down towards Lassour's turn 1. It's a really, really tight right-hander. And Death has got a brilliant drive out of his first grid position. There's a Haas that's diving up the inside. That's Leo making up many positions. There's cars off track. That's an Alpine and a Haas. That'll be Joker and inside off at Lassour's as Jamie making position. Small Girl losing positions in the McLaren battle. As it is side by side now with Wheeze and Leo for 4th place. Off towards Laycom, and again, Senna making positions. Brilliant stuff into Laycom. It's still side by side. Jamie Forst off track, slots in between the Aston Martins, but then Wesley forces him right on the gravel and out of reach, I suppose. Hobday making use of that. Jeffrey and Kieran side by side towards the Brussels hairpin, and Sam trying to force his car up the inside. This is a manic lap one and we're not even halfway through it.
Yeah, lots of battling going on, and
side by side into
pressure.
P1, Sam off the track as inside picks up a position.
Yeah, lovely stuff there as Jam loses out to Mr. Frost through the first part of Stavolo. Nice overtake there from the Alpine up to P2 now.
Into Stavolo, that is a brave move that you normally would not be even considering to make. And yet here we are, we're on board with Sen, who's picked up a good couple of positions. Because Sen, I think, finished in 11th place in Q2, and it's side by side now for 7th place. Small Girl holding the inside into the bus stop, defends well from Senna, but for how long now? as Death picks up fastest lap time. Here's your position changes for the first lap. Inside down 3, Joker down 7 after that turn 1 incident. Mr. Bust up 2, Leo up 2, Senna up 3, as well as Jeffrey, your biggest gainers at the moment. But Small Girl looks in a prime position to attack down the Camel.
Oh, it's going to be 3 wide down the straight in the battle with P2. Mr. Bust gets overtaken by 2 drivers there and has a little bit of a look, but it's nothing doing, as Senna also overtaking as well, and the battle going
3
behind.
wide into Malmedy. Oh, it's Gary, it's Wesley, it's Small Girl into turn 9. What is this? This is insanity almost.
Yeah, that would have been a bit scary for a couple of them there, and yeah, there's battles pretty much everywhere you look, side by side for P3 between Jam and Mr. Bust, as well as the exit pull-on. Jam holds the inside line, it's gone wide and into the gravel.
Oh, and here comes Leo to take advantage of that as well. There's a lot of side-by-side action in places where you do not see side-by-side action. And this is what you like. Oh my goodness. You're going to want to watch the rest of this race, because holy mother of God, this is only going to get better. Believe me, lap 2:44, about to start lap 3:42 to go as they cross the line. Deathly's, Weasley's, Bust you 1, 2, 3. Yellows in the third sector for Gizmo, who's going slowly, possibly a little bit of an off-track excursion through the gravel. As we start lap 3, Weez goes fastest, 47.219. We saw a 42 in qualifying, so still plenty of time to improve, but of course, you know, fuel is high, tyres are going to be degrading over time as well, so we're not going to be seeing proper fastest laps until at least halfway down towards the race. Meanwhile, side by side for 8th and 9th place, it's Small Girl and Wesley up towards Eau Rouge. It's side by side contact as well, up through Radion. Wesley actually saves himself through there. Norris picks up 1 position, picks up 2 positions because of that. And now, does Wesley defend? No, he doesn't. Thinks better of it, thankfully. We've got a change of lead as well. It's Weez that's got past the reigning champ, Mr. Bust, ahead of Leo into the Brussels hairpin. It's all changed at the front.
Yeah, Jam went for a move into Lecom, but went too deep, nearly hit the back of one of the 2 cars ahead of him at the moment. I can't remember which one, but got very close and went deep into the corner. That's why Jam is down to P5 now.
P5 is a brilliant run. Again, obviously we're still early, but being P5 is still very, very good, should add. Standard F1 point system as well, so 25 for a win, etc, etc. I think we still give them fastest lap as well. So I believe it's top 15. Oh, that's something. What just happened there? Ooh, what's
Blunt's gone
Gary? Gary's off. Actually, I think you're right. It is the MotoGP point system, so top 15 get points. I think you're right on that one. Might be confusing a couple of things with maybe a different league. It's side by side as Lord Joker ran the outside of Blanchimon. Hello? Where was that from?
Yeah, we might also get a battle for the lead when they get to the Camel Straight next, as there's a change for P8 into La Source as well.
Oh my voice is going to die by lap 30 at this point. Jesus Christ. Right, we're on board with the reigning champ. Weez doesn't really defend, and he goes for the move down the Camel towards Lecom. What's the gap going to be as they break? It's just under a quarter of a second as Leo makes a move in his side-by-side with Mr. Bust. Mr. Bust cuts the corner, might have to give the position back. I'm not sure if he would.
He did go off in the chicane there, didn't he? So he might have to return a position, or else the stewards, I don't know if they would, but they might potentially get involved with that.
Well, we've got the footage, so he can't get away with it. Even if, you know, they say, oh, we haven't got the footage. No, we have, right? Pipe down. Small Girl ahead of Senna coming through Puon, down towards Piff Path, pardon me. Plenty going on here in Belgium. And again, we're only, what, lap 4? So 40 to go after this one. Right. Whew. Let's take stock. Take a breather. Death leads Weeze, leads Bust, leads Leo, leads Jam, your top 5. The 2 McLarens are 6th and 7th. The 2 Astons are 8th and 9th. Then inside rounds out your top 10. Your points paying positions go down to 15th. So Jeffrey, Hobday, Lord Joker, and the 2 RBs of Blood and Rookie would be picking up points. And then Sam, Kieran, Mike Wallace, Leclerc, and Gizmo, your non-scorers as such. I bit my tongue in the middle of that. That sounded a little bit weird.
I think a change for the leads might be about to happen here. Side by side down the count sheet once again, and it's also side by side for P4 as well, and it's going to be P3 too.
Oh, Jam making up position. It's still side by side with contact as well between Leo and Mr. Bust. It's still too wide as they turn into Malmedy, the outside line, working wonders for Mr. Bust as he cracks open 4th place and leans back and relaxes. Oh, a bit of an overcorrection though.
Oh, side by side P13 Blunt's gone for a move, and he's going to continue that.
Oh, I was worried he was going to crash into the back of Hobday there, but now he could be looking for a move on him as Death makes the move down into Piff Path. Actually, that must have been one hell of a move. Got Pack Racing here a little lower down. All of these are going to be picking up points. Mr. Bust up to 3rd place as well as we're side by side. Gary into 12th place on Hobday. Hobday looking for that move to try and get back up the inside, but couldn't quite make that work. It's almost off the track though, is the Sauber.
Yeah, interesting that Stavolo's been in an overtaking spot. I wouldn't have expected that
He's
before the
Rookie.
race begun.
One spot, 2 spot, 3 spot, maybe more. Not quite, a little too far away. But Jeffrey keeps 14th position. Rookie moves up to 13th. Hobday relegated down to 15th place. That is not as... That end of the circuit is not usually a spot where you see all that many moves. And yet we have.
Yeah, there's been lots of moves up and down the field. Speaking of moves, the lead has been changed once again down the count straight, as has the battle for P3 continuing on as well, with Leo overtaking Mr. Bust now as well.
2 McLaren's going to trade places as well. Smallco gets ahead of Jamie, inside ahead of Wesley. So your typical Spa Camel Straight racing has commenced. Yes, I'm making it sound like a bad thing, but it really isn't. Wesley off track though. Bit of a wide moment through there as it's side by side. Whoa!
He's been sort of forced into the gravel there out of no name, and he's spun around and now down to P9.
That is not ideal for the man to finish 5th place in the championship last season. And of course, he's a VR Esports champion as well. He is not going to be all too happy with that. But again, there's still, the race is long. There's still, 75 minutes at least of racing action to go. So, who knows? Don't count your chickens till they hatch.
Yeah, the 2 leaders very close to each other as well. Not the only ones close to each other on circuit either, as... Is that going to be a move potentially into turn 1? Not quite turn 1, but maybe lining up a move to get onto the Camel Straight next time around.
Took a tighter line through turn 1. First track limits warning of Kieran. He picked up 3 seconds. And that is going to be tacked onto the time at the end of the race. I should add that as well, because that's one of the things I do not like about this game. They don't let you serve track limits penalties, as Death takes first place off of Wheeze. Who I think this might be a one-off. I'm not too sure. He said somewhere in the Discord that this might be one-off just before, just like a warm-up for this season. For the year, I suppose. But we'd love to have you back. as Wesley and Mr. Bus still side by side into the Brussels hairpin. Mr. Bus does hold that inside line. Wesley has got the soft tyres, but have they expired a little bit? They might have just done. As Wesley loses 9th place, and he's already lost 3/4 of a second to the Hungarian. Lap 7:44, you're watching International Paddock Blue with myself, Kacper, and the Scotsman that is Cal, RFL owner and racer extraordinaire, probably. I don't know, is racer extraordinaire something worth calling you?
I mean, I think you're the first person to call me that, but I'll take your compliments nonetheless.
Listen, you're much more of a racer than I am. I did 3 ERC races and only finished 1 of them. So you're much more of a racer than I am. Oh, change of position with the McLarens as well, possibly a smidge tactical, as they sort of try to pick up DRS off of each other. And yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's going to save time or lose time. But one thing that's almost certain is these pair are going to be up and at 'em. Death and Wheeze. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it weird, I just am. Into turn 8. Left at 9. Sam picks up 3 seconds as well, so we're on 3 people track limits. Kieran makes the move down the back straight on Obday for 14th place. It has calmed down a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was very hectic to begin with, but yeah, the natural field spread, I suppose, has sort of come into play a little bit. Obviously the 2 leaders still very close to each other, as Wheeze is weaving side to side on the track. I don't know what for, but they go side by side now towards the bus stop, but then Wheeze backs out, I believe, there, as yeah, we've got the 2 McLarens nose to tail with each other as well.
Is he still sort of possibly trying to warm up his tyres? They are both on the medium tyre, so it wouldn't surprise me. But is it possibly to the point where he just needs to warm up his tyres? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think tyre temperatures are much of an issue here. I mean, I could be wrong in that, but
I never thought they were.
Yeah, I've not known them to be an issue.
I was going to say, I never thought, tyre temperatures to be much of a problem. However, especially for someone like Gary, who's running the hard tyre, and the only man to do so, the McLaren's changed places again. But I never thought it to be much of a challenge.
I was going to say his inside going to be under pressure, not in telecom, but he's got Mr. Bus right on his tail now, and surely firmly in his mirrors, as the Alpine driver having a bit of a look there into the hairpin, but still is behind the rear of that Haas car.
We'll see, there's plenty more battles still to come. That is Wesley in the background as well. Side by side through Puon. Mr. Bus, can he hold that move around the outside? Oh, he does. Credit to him. Breaks a little bit later and nails that move. Nicely done.
Oh, Leclerc in the gravel, facing the wall here at just after Lecom there.
Malmedy turn 7.
Interesting that not even the virtual safety car came out there.
I think with this game they have improved the how the safety car is triggered, because it obviously used to be a much bigger problem. I think is probably the best way to describe it. The game was incredibly trigger happy about the safety car on this circuit. However, I think they've improved it for this game, thankfully.
Yeah. Blunt's right on the tail, so is Inside as well on the tail of Bust as they switch positions, and so does Blunt and Wesley switch with DRS down the Kelm Street as well there.
It's a pretty common move that you make into... Oh, it's side by side, hello. What's this? Trying to make that move back on Inside. Could he make that move into Pua once again? Let's go on board. Is he making it too often though? Or is he? Oh, he's got that outside line. It's mediums v soft, so at this point mediums are probably working better on the inside through Piff Path, but then that does give him the outside. Switch back into Stavolo, not on the cards. Now this is the battle to watch, but here we go. Drive out of Stavolo into Paul Frere. What does he do?
Oh.
Makes a mistake on the curb, saves the car.
Yeah, did well to keep it out of the walls there, to be fair. That could have ended a lot worse than it did there, but yeah, fortunately for the Alpine, the move there not quite coming off on this particular occasion.
Yeah, I was worried that it was going to end up considerably worse than it did. Lap 10 of 44 inside on Norris as well. So Jamie's made mistakes here, possibly ran a little bit deep into the bus stop, or maybe even just had contact with teammate
Side for
Who
P14.
knows? Oh, P14. Ah, there we go. Hobday and Kieran. Oh, both flicking the back end to try and make the corner. That looked pretty cool, I'll be honest, but Kieran did it better and he's got the position. So 14th and 15th for the moment. Gizmo picks up 3 seconds for track limit, so you can see the penalties. We'll flag the penalties up a little bit later once we've got a couple more, but that looked pretty cool.
Is that... oh.
Ooh, late move? No, late move. I genuinely thought he was going to go for it. Alright, cool. Mike and Sam, 16th and 17th. Of course, you used to commentate together, so know each other pretty well. Also race each other a good couple of times on track as well. So that wouldn't surprise me if sort of they know each other relatively well. By the way, we've got 11 people in the stream.
Hello to all of you.
It's just ticked up to 11. But yeah, I mean, it's one hell of a race that we've got so far. Because, jeez. In goes Jamie. Could that possibly have been damage maybe for him?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you'd said that already, but yeah, a bit of front wing end plate damage there for the McLaren driver.
I hadn't, but it's not being fixed as he pops on the hards to the end. I mean, an end plate on the face of it isn't all that much, but it is still, you know, a bit of a pain to deal with for 30 odd laps.
Oh, it's going to be side by side for P18, but has Senna gone in too deep? Yes, they have. That's going to allow Gizmo to retake that position there. Oh, and Norris has come out just behind Russell, so they're going to be switching places down the Kemmel Straight.
I don't think Kieran's going to fight. I think Kieran knows that, yeah, this is not my fight. Of course, both of these guys are league owners.
Oh,
Kieran loses the car and lost a lot of time to Hobday, who's in 15th place. Mr. Burst picks up 3 seconds for track limits. First of the sort of the top 10-ish. To pick up a penalty. And also, looking at the top 10, shout out to Rookie. From 19th to 10th in 12 laps is one hell of an achievement.
Oh,
so
Mr. Bus in the wall, or very close to the wall at least.
Oh, possible that... is it just me, or does that front wing look a little bit wonky? No, it doesn't. That's just me. I need to go to Specsavers, clearly.
Oh, a lot of weaving going on there.
Yeah, probably
I don't
trying
know if that's...
I don't know, warm up the tyres or something, or just pitting, or just popping into the pits. And hits the pit lane speed limit marker and retired from the session.
Oh,
So
Wheeze is out as well.
Wheeze is DNF'd.
Wait, what?
Where's
Oh,
that?
that's Malmedy, I think. Yeah, they've gone straight on there.
Outside of Malmedy. Oh my goodness. Well, this has flipped on its head, hasn't it?
It has indeed, and safety car is deployed. And everything's just happened at once, hasn't it?
Well, I was about to say that. Yeah, everything has just sort of happened all in one go. Oh, what's happened?
Who was that?
You good?
Just Norris just went onto the grass there, I think to avoid the safety car.
Must have been.
Because safety car's parked to the left of the circuit. Jamie went onto the grass to the left. So that was a bit peculiar.
Why did he do it like that though? Because he was in the pits, so I don't know. I don't quite understand. But anyway, right, plenty of pits. Your top guys are peeling into the pit lane now. Hard tyres for your champion. Jam also peeling in now. Second place for Jam, doing well so far in this race. In he comes the number 50 on the hard tyres as well. Cars to the end here.
Stays out on the hard tyres.
Well, yeah, I was going to say he was on the hard tyre. So I'd be surprised if he comes into the pits. He's probably banking on a safety car a little bit later, unless he thinks he can run those hards for a good while longer, which I don't think the strategy's quite worked out for him here.
Yeah, I think he has to have another safety car come out for this safety car to be of any sort of benefit to him, I would say.
Not even just that, right? Like, you got one, maybe two sets of hard tyres, depending on how you did the allocation. And yet, you've used that one set from the start. And now everybody else is going to be on the hard tyre, running that hard tyre to the end. So you're on 14 lap old hards. Everybody else is on 1, maybe 2 laps. And that's going to be for the rest of the stint. So, pardon my French, but I think Gary's a little bit shit out of luck here.
Yeah, we'll see how the rest of the race goes. Only other driver who hasn't pitted yet is F1 Russell, setting P7 on a set of the medium tyres.
Yeah, you can see the tyres on your screen now. Most everyone has pitted, obviously, other than Gary and Kieran in 3rd and 7th respectively. Oh, pardon me. Lap 44, well, 44 laps. Lap 14 is in the books. 30 to go once they cross the line here. Death leads Jam, leads Gary, leads Leo, leads Smallgo, your top 5 at the moment on, well, most of them on brand spanking new hards. One of them on hards since the start. How that works out, I don't know, but I can't imagine it's going to work out all too well for Argaza.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as I sort of alluded to earlier, it pretty much needs another safety car for the strategy to work, but, you know,
Pardon me.
30 laps to go, you never know what's going to happen, so is it worth the gamble? I'd say it could be.
Could very, very well be. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but we'll see how it all pans out. Let me check what's cracking in the Discord, because sometimes a little bit of spice happening. Mr. Bust, 5th place last season, of course. Just before this race, the Inter setup is not cooking, neither am I. I need Wilsey back in this MF game. Wilsey, of course, season 1 dominated the first couple of rounds. What's happened?
Someone's just lost an end player there. And I think that was Sam, because he is missing his one side of his end plate. Yeah.
That is unfortunate for Sam, especially because again Sam plays patrol, so he's going to be struggling with that for a little while. But Mr. Bus has also said at Leo, what a big bad C word. I'm not going to say what it is. Big bad C word you are, OMFG. If you know what the big bad C word is, you know what the big bad C word is. I'm not saying what the big bad C word is. Cal, I'm assuming you know?
I do, yes.
So, seems to be Leo at fault?
Safety car's not come in, so could be a chance
One more go.
for Sam to fix his way if he wants to, and he's doing just that.
So we're going to be at the back of the field. Not very far from everyone else, thankfully. As we start lap 16 under safety car, third full lap under this safety car for an incident with Wheeze at Malmedy, the right-hander, after the chicane, after this massive straight here at Spa. Don't forget, this technically also goes uphill. So it is a masterpiece of track design, which, I mean, it's all circular, a masterpiece of track design, let's be honest. But, right, genuine question for yourself. What is one non-F1 track that you absolutely love?
Can it be a former F1 track? Or are they out of the question as well?
If you can't think of any non-former ones, then fine.
Oh, someone else has just lost an end plate at the exact same place Sam lost his. Sorry to change the subject a bit.
Oh.
But I think the exact same thing's just happened, and it's Lord Joker has lost it this time. It was pretty much the exact same place Sam lost his on the last lap.
How's that happened? Oh, where was it?
Between No Name and Puon. Sort of at the David Coulthard zone, if you know what I mean.
I think I do. The David Coulthard zone. Sorry, I'm still thinking of the David Coulthard zone. Oh, I don't think anything's really happened there, so that's why I'm thinking it's a little bit of a surprise. Maybe it's like a really crap, like, invisible wall or some bollocks like that. I don't know. But anyway, right, let's clear the tyres because, well, obviously, we don't. Well, they need them. We don't need to see them at the moment. Lap 17 of 44 is started, and Death's got a bit of a drive away from Jam. He started early as they come through the bus stop. Leo already lining up a move on Gary as Lord Joker picks up 3 for track limits. Leo down into turn 1. Does he? No, he doesn't. He thinks about it, forces Gary wide. He's actually going for it. I didn't think he would. Problem though on traction as Leo tries to step the foot down. Remember, no DRS this lap, but it is coming back next lap, so we're not going to be seeing any rear wings open as such. On board though with the Haas, could he make the move down towards turn, what is that technically, turns 5 and 6 at Lake Com? No, in fact Gary pulls away a little bit there. Ooh, into the Brussels hairpin? No, not quite. It's a no name again. I should also mention it does say safety car. It will wipe once once a yellow flag shows up for a brief, even for the briefest of moments, just because this game being this game, then it doesn't exactly work as intended. Leo looking for a move into Piff Paff, does the outside contact.
Oh dear.
Picks up Small Girl as well, loses that front wing end plate. Does the McLaren, may need to pit now as well, but Leo's causing a lot of problems here.
Yeah, I suspect that's going to be another driver that's going to be a bit frustrated with the Haas driver as the 2 Haas drivers switch positions. Oh, I just don't know what I just saw there, but I've also just seen it side by side for P7 Wesley and Russell changing positions as the DRS gets enabled.
DRS enabled once again. It's 3 wide down the front straight into turn 1. It's Hobday and Rookie and Russell for 8th, 9th and 10th. Rookie holding 8th place, Hobday 9th and Kieran 10th. Kieran's dropped back a little bit, but it is side by side for 8th place. Well, it was for a brief moment because Rookie's just got that drive out of last source, and Rookie's picked up 8th place at least for now. But could Hobday make up 2 positions here? I wonder. We're on board with the Sauber. Rookie's closing in, but so is Hobday. No chance for a move into them. But this battle for 7th is really hotting up here.
Yeah, Jeffrey also losing 2 positions down the Kyle straight there without the DRS. Joker and Norris moving past with the DRS as Leclerc's out the race.
Leclerc,
PSC.
Outside of the second apex of Lake Com, it looks like.
Yeah.
The car's been cleared though, so we'll be getting back underway within the next sort of 30 seconds or so. So, not a massive hold-up, but still technically a hold-up nonetheless.
Yeah, obviously just the virtual safety car out this time, so don't think we're going to be seeing anybody into the pits. Maybe somebody who has damage, but apart from that, don't think there's going to be the opportunity for anybody else.
Now this is where we could see a lot of penalties for not adhering to the speed limit. No, we don't, so we thankfully absolutely a-okay on this. On board with a Rookie. Jamie picks up a position on Lord Joker. That's for 11th place.
Side by side through Blanchemont, they just went.
Yeah, that is insane. as you do, because why not? I mean, it's not like we've seen it about 5 times in this race. Massive block behind as well. It's side by side Lord Joker and Jamie once again. Senna fighting for 13th place as well, looking for that move on Jeffrey. Jeffrey wide though, gives the position up. Could be trying to fight it down towards Lake Com, but I think Senna might even pick up DRS from the pair ahead. So I don't quite understand what that was for. But anyway, Lord Joker leads this pack. Ahead of him is Kieran, but Kieran is not close enough for a move. Jamie, though, is close for a move on Lord Joker. Down towards Laycombe, turn 5 and 6. Inside for Jamie is the position gained into the top 10 for the league owner and I think Season 1 champion. So brilliant stuff from Jamie, and now Lord Joker's got to defend from Senna, and Senna's holding that outside line like it's his baby. And inside into 9 though, does give him that position. Very nicely done by Senna.
If I'm correct in thinking, I think it's Alex who won the first 2 titles. I'll just quickly fact check that.
Say yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so he is the double champion.
Oh, for some reason I could have sworn Jamie picked up one of them. Meh, oh well. Right, well, side by side, here we go. It's going to be, is it going to be 3 wide through Belgium? I don't think it's going to be quite that insane. I genuinely, for a brief moment, thought that was on the cards. I don't know why I thought that. But it looked like it could have been. Lord Joker does, however, go incredibly deep into the bus stop, and he's losing positions like a man that doesn't know what he's doing. He's just standing on the inside, and I think he's going into the pit lane. Has he picked up damage?
Can't quite see from the current camera angles, but
you can't see from the current angle. I imagine if he's taken that much evasive action to go into the pit lane, yeah, he's lost that front wing end plate and half his right side front wing as well.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of position changes down the Camel straight here as well.
Jeffrey on Kieran, Senna on Norris, plenty of positions changed here. Meanwhile, Death leads by under half a second from Jam. The 2 Hasses are 2 seconds apart from each other. Gary in 5th place as well, not very far behind either. So the RBs making moves like it's nobody's business.
Oh, change again. P12. Oh, what's happened to the Mercedes of Russell? Something possibly out of the ordinary. Yellow flags.
Ooh, Kieran wide through.
Leo. Something's happened to him.
Back underway though, so that's the important bit. Kieran running incredibly wide through. Q1, that's the one.
Leo is minus an end plate there.
That's not ideal. But he could make a move into the bus stop. I don't think he's going to. He's just waiting to go into the pit lane at the moment, and he does exactly that. Wesley up to 6th place because of that as well. Shout to Rookie as well. Up 14, and we're halfway through the race. And Leo retires from the pit from the session. I'm just looking at Rookie. We know he's a very good driver, right? It's sort of, I'm not surprised that he's managed to climb this far, and yet I still sort of am because it's happened at that fast of a rate. It's pretty damn insane from him. Anyway, Senna makes up a position, Hobday loses one. Jamie makes up a position, Hobday loses one. Does Jamie make up a position on Senna? No, he doesn't. Hasn't quite got the pace, but Senna 7th, Jamie 8th, and Hobday in 9th. Place overall. Bit of gravel kicked up though by Senna, and it's side by side into Brussels, but Norris picks it up side by side again because Senna's got that switch back, but Jamie defends against it well enough to hold the position through No Name. So F1 Norris, the leading McLaren, the second McLaren.
Oh, puncture for Russell.
Clinging on to the point
front right
15th
puncture.
Place. Front right puncture and front right end plate
he's in the wall.
Completely missing. And possibly full front wing missing. Safety car out on track. Well, VSC out on track. That is going to take a little while for him to come in here.
Yeah. Question is he going to actually be able to make it to the pits here?
I imagine he is.
Right. I have known it that people have had a double puncture and get stuck. So Hopefully
Well, he has
that's
only
not
got
going to happen
one.
here.
He has only got one. But as long as he doesn't get a rear left, he'll be okay.
Yeah, he's on 20 lap old mediums, so he's not been into the pits, and it's the price has been paid here, I think.
I thought mediums would be able to last 20 laps though, no? I thought just over 20 would have been sort of their limit, like about 25. At a bit of a stretch, if you sort of manage your tyres well, I was thinking 25.
Well, we are
if you
back
can.
in green, and Rookie gets P5 away from Wesley there.
Rookie back into that top 5. Which, if Rookie can get himself onto the podium here, I think this is going to be a job well done for the RB man. I think he can be a bit satisfied with himself as Kieran avoids the tyres. I thought that he was going to hit them. I'm not going to lie. As Kieran, he is now in the pit lane. He is absolutely okay. He's going to come back on track. That's the important bit. Meanwhile, Battle for 7, actually, no, he's not. He's going to retire from the session. Fair enough. Choose to bite my words, why don't you?
Yeah, he was potentially going to be a lap down, I think, as well. So
yeah, round here, that's pretty bad. Round here, especially. But thankfully, he doesn't come back out on track, which is an issue that we have seen in previous races. We're past halfway now, 22 to go, including this very lap for Death, the Grim Reaper, the leader at the top. The conserve man of Jam in second place, inside outside in third, Gary in fourth. Then it is no longer a rookie in fifth place. Wesley in sixth, Jamie in seventh, Senna in eighth, with Hobday in ninth and Jeffrey running out your top 10. There's Mike Wallace, Sambo, Small Girl, NCIS Glasgow, and Lord Joker in your 15th place. Change for the fifth once again. Wesley makes the move on Rookie down towards turns 5 and 6.
Yeah, the likes of Norris and Senna, they're catching up to this to make it a bit more of a group now as well.
Bit of a chill there. I actually probably need to put a jumper on. I might do that in a sec because I'm ever slightly chilly. I may do that in a brief moment. However, we've still got plenty of time, so let's not get too worried about how warm you are. But yeah, let's go back to what we were talking about during the safety car before all of this happened. You're okay. Let's include former tracks here for this. As Rookie picks up fifth place once again, or does he? He's still side by side through Blanchemont. Does he hold it? Does he hold it? Oh, yes he does. Brilliant stuff. Into the bus stop now though. Can he? Does he? No. Or maybe. Oh, great. That was not commentary. That was just noises.
Yeah.
That was funny from my part. Right. If we can get to the topic of conversation maybe in a moment, we will do. Right, on board with Jamie, who's practically pushing Wesley back up the hill, and he's going to pick up that position on the Aston Martin and on the Red Bull on the RB as well. And the second Aston is going to be a little bit boxed in as Senna tries to pick up a position, and it's side by side for the Aston Martins for an ever so slight moment. But now they're back in single file. Your favourite non-F1 track?
Yeah, I would say, I think Sepang, Malaysia. I think that's a track that is quite missed, I would say.
See, I have a few. But what I like to do is I like to sort by continent because I'm weird like that. But generally in Europe you've got Magello. I've played it on bikes and I've played it in a few different car sims. It's glorious. I'm not having anything else about it. Well, the Astons are side by side. Nicely done for Senna to pick up the move on the medium tyre. Where were we?
Oh, Jam's going to get some DNS here in the battle for the lead. Side by side they go. And we have a new leader here at this Belgian Grand Prix.
And for the first time in this season, a Ferrari leads. For the first time this year, a Ferrari leads a race. Hurrah! Oh my goodness, even the real life Ferraris as well. But yes, where were we? Oh yeah, the track thing. I'm going to try and quickly rattle through them. North America, Road America. South America, I quite like Termasteria Hondo. MotoGP fans will know. And for Asia and Australia, because I'm including Australia in this, I love Map Panorama. I've just picked it up on DLC on Assetto Corsa, and oh my god, I can never get it right, but I love it. Especially the S section coming through. But anyway, right, enough about my ramblings about questions. Right, we're on board with Senna for 7th place. Jam picks up the fastest lap as well, 46.934 here. Coming through Blanchimont. Does Senna make the move into the bus stop? No, does he? Oh, he looks for it, he dives for it. Oh, nicely done. Not often you see him move into the bus stop, but credit where it's due. That is a stunning move into there.
Two leaders are side by side now, down the Kemmel Straight once again, and the lead has been reversed once again here.
Death leads the lot. Nobody can beat Death. Right, let's not get too morbid, shall we? Lap 26.44.
Blunt comes out of the pits, and Hobday is just about ahead of the RB car there. Thought there might have been some action side by side through Eau Rouge, but wasn't quite to be. However, though, Blunt is going to get some DRS and will be able to take P8 down the Kemmel Straight here.
I was going to say, yeah, DRS is going to play an effect there, simply by virtue of how close these guys are. Right, pop penalties on at the moment. Hobday's on 9, Gizmo's on 6, but everybody else has picked up a penalty. He's on 3. We'll leave that up there for a moment or two so that everybody can catch up. Senna's now on 6 as well. And Sam. Oh my... Oh, hold on. I thought I was going to burp for a sec. There we go, thankfully. Oh, that was a quiet one. Death leads the lot as well in the fastest lap, 46.5, so best Jam.
Sorry to sort of cut across there, but Small Girl right on the tail of Papa Wallace here. And I thought that it was going to be side by side through Fania, but wasn't quite to be there.
Could be seen side by side through here, but I think, yeah, Mike's just given it up. I'm not particularly surprised. I think he's letting them through. As it's side by side with Hobday and Jeffrey. Where's Hobday? Hobday's in the pits. That's the one thing I don't like about the penalties thing. It covers up the if somebody's peeling into the pit lane. Credit where it's due, though. 14 laps on a set of softs. That's pretty good going overall, as Hobday and Gizmo are going to come out side by side, I think, on board with the Sauber, and well, he's lost out to the Red Bull this time around, but could DRS play an effect here? Senna's left the session. Cal, have you got Senna by chance in your friends list?
I can see if I can get him back in.
Yeah, have a look, 'cause obviously I don't want him to, dip and not come back, because that wouldn't be great, because he's doing quite well tonight as well. Not getting all too many penalties either, which is that's very good for him. I've seen in Canada, I think it was him, and he picked up, I think 36 seconds worth of track limits penalties, I think. I'm not trying to slander anyone or anything, but I think that was the case. Right, we could be seeing a change of lead here. Jams might be a little too far away. No, he jammed. Doesn't fight it, actually. Does kind of make sense, really, though. We're on 17 to go, including this very lap. Have you been able to find him?
I've sent an invite across. Yeah.
Right. Cheers, Muka.
Don't actually know what that word means.
I've picked it up off of the man that's just picked up a 3-second track limits penalty. I think it's meant to be like mate or something.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
But I've honestly just picked it up off of Mike, and I occasionally use it. For more information on that, please inquire of the man that probably knows more about it than I do. Because I've been a Brit and I've nicked something off somebody, not knowing what it does.
Oh, something's happened to F1 Norris. There's a yellow
What's
flag
happened
for
to
him.
Jamie? Lost positions to Senna and Rookie, and now they're gonna. I thought they were gonna go too wide through Blushman once again. The fact that we can say that is insane. Because if you know Blushman, the fact that you can at all get two cars side by side just once is insane, and the fact that we've had it multiple times is even crazier. Jam picks up 3 seconds. Yeah, he got it by cutting the inside a little too much coming into that first apex on Lecombe.
Yeah, I was going to say he had just retaken the lead there, and then gets himself a 3-second penalty, which won't help his case at all.
He's retaking the lead, but also taking up.
Is that 3 wide? Oh
second.
my
Three.
goodness, into the chicane.
Jamie trying to pick up 2 positions in one go. He's done it a few times before, but not when it's 3 wide. Rookie and Senna trying to fight for their lives as well. Bit of contact with the... yeah, he finished second place in the championship, didn't he? I mean, that was pretty damn close. But all this has done is let Wesley back into the battle for what seems to be 4th or 5th, depending on if Jamie can pull away from this. Senna is back, by the way, now as well. So we will see him out of AI in a moment. Inside the pits. God, I'm funny, aren't I? 15 to go here. As we're coming down the hill and then back up it once again with the top 2. And the champion is going to be showing off why he is the champion, and he's blasting past the Ferrari, who's currently in 2nd place. Oh my word. I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's just like me post holiday, but like I've somehow managed to fix my sleep schedule, kind of.
Nice, nice.
Because like it used to be horrific, right? We're talking in asleep at 5 a.m. That's how horrific we're talking.
Yeah, I
But
can't
now
say.
since but
Yeah, I can't say mine's
go
been much better, to be fair.
on. But like because for context, I went abroad for Christmas. Um, and doing that has basically sort of fixed it. Like, I'm not sure how, but I'm not complaining. Well, I sort of am because I'm slightly tired now. But beyond that, I'm actually quite happy with the results, and yet I have no clue how that's happened, no clue why that's happened. And yet, we are here, where it is 7 past 10 UK time, and I'm actually tired, which for those of you that know me, is a rarity. Right,
Oh,
Gary,
going it.
outside,
Yeah.
nicely done. Not often you see moves into turn 1 because of the DRS zone that follows straight after. But that is a cracker.
I suppose
of a
he's
move.
still gonna get the DRS from UCR Senna, so there was no sort of, I suppose you can say, risk in going for the move into turn 1 there. Oh, is he gonna go for it? Yes, he is.
Oh, he does. He does. I thought Senna was going to fight it a little bit more, but maybe not. Maybe those new tyres for Gary are working out pretty nicely. Worth reminding, that's what the tyre situation looks like. For those that have 17 laps or 18 laps, they've had them on since the safety car or just before, maybe.
It's going to be a nice battle for P14 here, as Jeffrey gets ahead of Gizmo.
These guys will be picking up points at the bottom because it is points to 15th. For those that follow MotoGP, it's 15, 20, 16, 13, and then 11, 10, 9, all the way down to 1, which gives 15th place a singular point. As we could be seeing, Senna's left the session once again. Senna's going to try, well, AI Senna is going to try and defend him. Let's see if I can.
Jam has retaken the lead meanwhile.
Recently played with Senna. Invite to my game. There we go. I've also sent him an invite. We'll see what happens as the leaders are first and second. Well, the leaders are first and second. Well done, Kacper. The leaders are 0.3 of a second apart. Oh my goodness, you can tell I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, these two sort of in a bit of a race of their own, as Wesley and I think still the AI of UCR Senna change positions.
Well, he's just joined
Yeah, the top two nose to tail, and yeah, Alex, or if we go a few years into the past, also known as Generation A, I remember from a few years ago. Yeah, so there's a nice wee fun fact for you there.
How many years ago are we talking?
We're talking, what would it be? I'd say 3 or 4-ish. I don't know precisely, but yeah.
Well, like 2021.
That sort of time scale, yeah.
Yeah, so like 3-ish years ago. Well then, that is, I was still doing radio about that time. So that's how long ago it was. I stopped doing radio in 2022. So there's,
Oh,
you know, that is a long time ago.
two
Um,
RBs changing positions there.
Not surprised. Gary's probably just wanting. Yeah, can I just steamroll ahead of you, rookie? Yeah, mate, you're fine. Also worth mentioning, both of these guys race in ERC, so they know each other relatively well. As Senna peels into the pit lane, 12 laps on a set of softs, doable. I wonder. I'm. Cal, I defer to you. Is 12 laps on a set of softs doable?
Who was it that went 14 laps
Senna.
earlier in the race on the softs? I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I think
Oh, you tested me
I
here.
think that's the AI of UCR Senna that's pit because he's saying the game won't let him take control of the car, so that was maybe
Oh, for
a
Christ's
non-scheduled stop
This
there
again. This again.
as the fastest lap for Alex in the Mercedes. So yeah, I suspect that that was an unwanted pit stop from Aston Martin.
Well, unfortunately, I'm just checking the Discord as well. We're not going to be seeing Leo around anymore, unfortunately. That's I. What he's put in there is I'm not a fan. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, Lord Joker on to the back of Papola, side by side they go, heading towards the bus stop as the Alpine driver now moves up into the top 10 positions.
Well, I was about to say both Alpines are the top 10, but it's not both of them. It's just one of them. Because obviously the other one had, I believe, had damage, or did they crash out? I'm trying to remember what happened to Mr. Bust, and I can't for the life of me.
I think, if I can recall correctly, got damage, went into the pits, and then retired.
Yeah, because it all sort of happened at once
Yeah,
around like
and then
lap 17, didn't it?
that was pretty much the same time that we found the gravel at Malmedy, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, because it all happened sort of all at once, really.
Yeah. Jam got the DRS though, and are they close enough to make a move? They go
They are.
side by side, and the Ferrari man takes the lead once more.
Nicely done. Ooh, opportunity into Brussels though for Alex, does he? No, he doesn't.
Oh,
He's better of it. Gary
oh, it's
making space.
F1 Norris.
Jamie spin. Ooh, did he spin? Maybe on throttle. Must have been because he was on the pit lane exit.
Yeah, it was let's say an unusual place for a car to be at this circuit, but
Yeah.
yeah, not sure exactly what happened there, but the McLaren driver back underway now at least.
10 to go. Well, 9 to go after this one. And, I mean, for a season opener, it's been a very, very good race, I think.
Yeah, can't complain at all really, and yeah, we're still, well, if penalties are put aside, we've still got a battle for the lead.
Mm. And even if the penalties are implemented, that's still very, very close. I think if Jam can stay for the whole season, and if things sort of stay as is, we could have more than a three-way for the championship here. As Jam picks up the DRS and does make the move. Could we see Jam for the fight for the championship here if things keep going as is?
Yeah, I mean, he's shown some pretty good pace so far. Obviously, the top two really sort of in a class of their own at the moment. I'll say there's a sort of a 21-second gap behind to third, as in to the pits goes Jamie's McLaren.
Looking on with the RBs, Rookie and Gary.
Bit of a mistake from Jam there. Onto the grass he goes. Into the Fanny chicane.
I think that might be win out off the cards now. Because with that penalty in play as well, he's going to have, what, 8 laps to catch 6 seconds? Which, yes, I know the laps around here are long. However, even the best will in the world probably couldn't catch Alex.
Meanwhile, Sam has overtaken the Red Bull. Papa Wallace and Hobday gets very close indeed as well. Does well to avoid any contact there.
Oh, he's holding that inside line though. Mike sort of opens the door ever so slightly, inviting him in, but then slams the door right back in front of him through turn 9. Has it worked all that well? No, it hasn't. He's trying to make that move up the inside into Puon, but that is a brave man, and it didn't quite work out for him. Mike Wallace picks up 3 seconds though, slightly wide. Puon is where he picked that one up as they come through Piff Paff, and now down towards...
Oh no.
Careful, contact with Jeffrey. I think Jeffrey's picked up damage as well.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that right side of the front wing. That looks less than healthy.
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of an incident from a few years ago. I think it was it Giovinazzi and George Russell that had an incident there?
Maybe. That sounds about right. What, like 2020, 21?
Yeah, I think. When would it have been?
Well, 21 didn't run. Well, 21 didn't run. So it can't have been 21, so it must have been 2020.
Yeah, it must. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because George, unless it was 2019, because George was also in 2019. But was Italian Jesus in 2019 though? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. We'll say it was one of those years. Yeah.
It was somewhere in amongst there.
Indeed.
Hey, listen. We can't get it all right.
As evidenced by things I was saying during qualifying.
Yeah. I mean, we've all done a little bit of nattering, let's be honest. At this point, Lord Joker in the pits, off 10th place as well. Alex leads 3.5 seconds, not including penalties, at the moment. Jam in second, inside in third place. Inside catching slightly to the back of Jam, but won't be enough, pardon me, for a position unless something catastrophic happens to Jam. Of course, we hope doesn't. Gary fourth, RB as well in fifth place of rookie. Wesley sixth, Smallgill seventh, Centre eighth, Jamie Norris in ninth, and Sam in 10th place. And Mike Wallace, Hobday, Lord Joker, Gizmo, and Jeffrey. Round out your top 15. Everybody gets points. You get points,
Wesley,
and you get points, and safety
Wesley
car.
is without a front wing.
Safety car, so must have lost it through Pith Path. We lost it relatively recently. Well, hasn't this flipped it on its head?
It has indeed, and I would suspect most drivers will hit for softs, but I have been proven wrong before, and I'll probably be proven wrong sometime in the future. Whether that's now, who knows?
Are we going to get a two-lap shootout for the win here? Because everybody who's got penalties has basically been screwed, right?
Yeah.
But could we see a shootout between someone like Death inside Gary and Rookie for like a podium fight?
Yeah,
now, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it seems likely, based off track position.
Note to self, do not shower straight before doing comms because my hair under my headphones has flattened in comparison to the rest of my hair. And my hair is not very bouncy in general in and of itself. And my hairline looks not far off the McDonald's logo at this point. So, yeah. Listen, I'm 21, but going off my hair, you could probably say I'm 35. I've got 2 kids and a mortgage. Just off of my hair, so you know, it's my hair's not looking particularly great. Let's put it the diplomatic way. What? Oh, I've driven over my cable. Because I was just checking something on my phone, and I must have like driven over with my seat on wheels. Because one of the presents that I got just before Christmas from me mum was a new chair, because my God did I need one.
I'm trying to work out if UCR Senna's been able to get in his car or not, and I can't quite work it out.
I don't think he would have done, because once that once that problem flares up, it's, I don't want to say impossible, but it's very, very difficult to sort of actually fix it, which is it's a massive pain in the arse. right? But there's not really much that you can do about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm just sort
Um,
of looking on board, and it doesn't look like it's AI. So maybe he is
it might be.
back in his car.
He might be. I mean, my hopes, with all due respect, as horrific as it's going to sound, right? But my hopes aren't particularly high. Um, but I mean,
Yeah, that
listen,
that can't be
I've said this.
AI.
I've said this before. I'm very happy to be proven wrong, so I don't mind. I honestly do not mind at all. So, see what happens in it.
Well, yeah, 4 laps to go, if we include the one we're on now, and yeah.
Well, what looked to be like a relatively calm finish has just, well, basically been flipped absolutely on its head. We've got 3 laps after this one, where we could have a 3-lap shootout for the race lead, the race win. So this is going to be interesting, I think, is the best way to put it, and I want to hope to make sure that you do not miss this. If you want to watch this race back, it will be on YouTube over the coming day or two ish, I'm gonna say. So be sure to find us at International Paddock on YouTube, probably. Just look up International Paddock and you'll find us. Socials as well, TikTok at International Pad PADD, Instagram international_paddock, and Twitter int_paddock. Because for some reason your Twitter handle cannot be longer than 12 characters. Go figure. Believe us, we tried. Well, believe me, Tiny tried. There we go. Let me rephrase that. Safety car's not coming in, so we're going to have 2 laps of a shootout for certain, because the game forces you to finish under 2 laps of green flag racing conditions, regardless of the situation. I've not seen a safety car race finish in this game or the last.
There's no Abu Dhabi setting on the safety car yet.
Yet. However, listen, F125 is coming, whether we like it or not. So I imagine there's going to be some improvements, and an Abu Dhabi setting would be an absolute improvement. Well, no, because it would make it more realistic, innit?
Yeah, true.
That's the point of view that I'm looking at it from. But Death leads, Jam leads, Inside leads, Gary leads, Rookie. Your top 5 really, other than Jam, are probably going to be able to win it unless Jam can overtake and make 3 seconds in a lap and a half, which around most other circuits I'd say yeah, no. But around here, just because it's so long, there's a tiny smidgen that sort of makes it a little bit possible. But I wouldn't say that around about any other circuit. Oh my word. coming through Piff Paff for the 42nd time. Pardon me, in this race. I've just cracked open another lemonade. Safety car is in this lap. So, who wants to see 14 kilometres of chaos and carnage right up to the checker flag? I know I do. I hope you do. This is going to be very, very interesting. It's up to Jam and Def to lead the pack to green here. Of course, remember, no overtaking up until the timing line, i.e. the start-finish line.
I just saw there, small girl had a Kimi Räikkönen moment. Everybody else was weaving side to side, and they were just staying on a straight line. It was quite funny, those 2 seconds.
I know exactly what you mean as well. Right, considerably closer this time round is Jam than we were moments ago. Right, 14 kilometres to decide who actually wins the damn race. Into turn 1 we go, and Rookie's already lost track to the rest of the pack. So I don't imagine Rookie is going to be picking up positions from here. However, who knows? This is Rookie. Absolutely anything can happen with that man. On board with Jam. Is he going to be able to close up to Def here? As we start the penultimate run up the Camel Straight. No, not quite. But Senna makes a move on his teammate. There's nothing else really going on further back. So that's one run down the Camel Straight done. There's still one to go though. Into Brussels Hairpin we go for the 43rd time. I'm asking again, we're not under safety car, but should we get a yellow flag, that message will diminish itself. As such, Rookie's 1.5 seconds down on Gary, not even including on the leader. So Rookie's out of this. Unless Jam can overtake, I reckon Def's got this in the bag. I don't know about you, Cal. It doesn't seem likely that anything else could really happen here.
Yeah, I think Alex's biggest threat comes from inside in 3rd position. Obviously, with that penalty hanging over Jam in the Ferrari.
Final lap here of the season opener in Spa. Jam's got the fastest lap so far, but again, all of that is going to change. DRS enabled, and now then, Jam's closed up a good little bit here. Obviously, Jam's not going to win this on the penalties once those are factored in, but on the road, yeah, why not? I'll have a fight for it. He's going to go down the inside on that kink, and now he's side by side down towards Lake Com. At turns 5 and 6, again, it doesn't really matter because, you know, Jam's got 3 seconds worth of penalty, and Gary, who is in 3rd place, is 1.5 seconds down. So he probably needs to keep up within, 3 seconds of Jam to pick up a 2nd place here. I think that would be ideal for Gary as we come through turn 9, the David Coulthard zone. As Cal called it earlier on. Hey, I like it. I'm going to use it because it's funny. Into Piff Paff for the final time. And listen, this man was dominant last season, right? He did incredibly well to defend his championship, right? And now he's on a 2nd defensive run. It's side by side into here. So 2 wide into Blanchimont. Not quite. But it could have been awesome. Start the season as you mean to go on. A successful title defense has been commenced. Whether that will continue, who knows. Alex wins the race here in Belgium. Inside, and Gary round out the rest of the podium. Jam finishes at the end in 4th place, and Rookie in 5th place, which, considering he started in 19th, is one hell of a result for him. Plenty of more cars are finishing up the rest of the field. Cal, can I push you for a driver of the day, please?
Oh, that is. Well, the game has given it to Rookie License. Obviously, I think. Well, Rookie License started. Am I right in thinking it was?
19th.
Yeah. Let me just have a look at the results. You know what? I am gonna agree with the game. I'm gonna say Rookie License.
I am also going to.
Started
agree
19th
with the game.
and finished 5th, so yeah, that's a pretty good race day in terms of overtaking. So yeah.
Yes, well, that is one absolute hell of a result. Well, listen, it's been an absolute cracker of a race, and I do hope you enjoyed it. If you're liking what you've seen, be sure to follow international_paddock, where all the other races are going to be broadcast from. They're not normally done from here, but because technical issues means they had to be put from Blue. But from London and from Scotland, that's it from us here tonight. Be sure to join us on Tuesday on international_paddock. We're going to have Simtech F2 back underway, I believe. And then I'm going to be back on Thursday for the 100. Cal, you do F2, don't you?
I have done, yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably see Cal on Tuesday, but that is it from us here on International Paddock. Take care, good night.